Hey guys, not really sure how I wanted to do this. I just kind of decided to come outside and just start the camera because I've been kind of in a real funk lately. I think probably for the last several months I have been, and I'm not one to really tell my personal stuff. In fact, I try not to because it's burned me in the past, but I know that I have a vlog channel, and this is probably going to end up on my vlog channel, that I really rarely ever update or ever really give you guys a glimpse into my life, everyday type of thing, so to speak. Which is why lately I've been posting on my Facebook and my sample swap shop page, and also I just did my Friday freebies that I will be hosting a Q&A video and all that stuff. But I was thinking about it, and sometimes that I think what happens with a YouTube community and with the people that are genuinely trying to connect with their audience, I think sometimes things happen where you get lost in the shuffle because of other bigger YouTubers that make videos and then they end up being train wrecks. I don't know. I'm one of those people that I follow quite a few YouTubers and enjoy them and immensely, and I respect them, and you know, I started my channel, you know, kind of very wet behind the ears, didn't know what I was doing, wanted to connect to the world, I guess, in a way where I was just taking my personality and throwing it out there, and also just, you know, talking to people about stuff that we girls like to talk about, and mainly that's beauty and stuff like that. But that's not really what I'm about, and that's the problem, I guess, because I don't really show people 100% of who I am, and the people that do know me or have known me really don't know me very well, and it sort of bothers me. Anyway, getting back to this funk I've been in, I think because the general population of YouTubers that are making videos out there are starting to all become carbon copies. And they're starting to sound alike, they're starting to look alike, they're starting to promote the same things, they're trying to, you know, come off as it's legitimate, that it's their opinions, but we all know it's sponsored. And before I go on, I've done a video about the whole sponsored thing, and for me, it's twofold, because I think it's great to be sponsored. I think it's great when companies want to sponsor you and give you their products, and you know, you give an opinion and maybe you get compensated for it, and maybe, you know, you're just getting the product and that's your payment. Whoa, that was a huge B. um, I'm I'm all for making money any way you can, because I have several different ways of how I sort of try to make money or make ends meet or whatever it is. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to, you know, I have a job. I don't always work the job because I'm on a list, and sometimes I get called for a job and sometimes it doesn't work with my schedule, so I have to turn them down. I'm also an actor, and when I do shows, I get paid for that. And then I do this stuff. Now, I'm not one of those big YouTubers that gets paid. I don't get paid for my videos. I'd like to get there someday. I'm not going to lie about that. You know, I would like to have it be sort of like a, I guess, just like a second half of how, you know, people make money. But the thing I'm trying to talk about is that I think sometimes that it disappoints me when I see people I really like, and they're doing these videos, and they're and then it's other YouTubers I'm watching and they're doing the same thing, and then it's the personal stuff. I think the personal stuff is really what's kicking my ass these days, because there's one in particular. I won't mention her name. If I mention her name, you guys are going to know who I'm talking about immediately, because she's uber famous right now. But she's being talked about constantly, and I find myself now understanding and kind of falling into the same opinion that everybody else has. I didn't want to feel that way. I kind of wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, but a life is a life, and reality is reality, and we don't always show reality when we're making videos or when we're talking to people. We would just want to be happy personalities and get people to relate to us, and just, you know, that's it. But I think what happens is that we get lost in the shuffle of maybe, I don't want to call it glamour, maybe it's partly that, but I think sometimes that some of us that are truly out there that truly do this because it's a hobby or it's something that we want to do just for fun, or we want to at some point, yeah, make a little money, whatever, as opposed to the ones that are doing it like corporate robots, almost like, this is the product and here's my link and here's this and here's that. And then what ends up happening is, if you've built your channel up introducing people to your life and your family, and they know them and they recognize them in videos and they're requesting them in your videos, and all of a sudden all that stops and everything changes, and you are now looking a certain way, you're acting a certain way, and you're doing videos a certain way, and your mind's blown because as a fan, and I, like I said, I'm on the opposite side too because I'm a fan as well as somebody who makes videos. It's upsetting because if you are promoting yourself out there to whatever kind of person you are, the values that you choose, your priorities, your family, your friends, people watch you just for more than what you're selling to them, talking to them about. I mean, it's just like meeting a friend, In fact, I think sometimes people don't realize that not everybody has the same opinion all the time. Not everybody feels the same way. So what I'm getting to is, it makes me sad. It makes me really sad because as a YouTuber, and not somebody who's in the quadrillion thousands that like these other people are in, but it makes me feel like, does that take away from my subscribers? Does that take away from people that want to watch us, the ones that are really kind of like the underdogs, the ones that are really not getting sponsored? I mean, I tell you guys, if I get a product through a company like Thomason or Brandbacker or somebody that is supplying something through Buzz Agent, or, things that people can attain and do themselves, do I get paid for that? Not all the time. I maybe have written one blog in my life that I've gotten paid for, and as far as product reviews, the only payment I get from that is the product. If I was ever offered to be paid for it, it would depend on what it was. Would I want to offer that constantly and that's all the content I would want to give? No. Would I want to do it sometimes? Sure, because it's, a variety of things. But I feel like these gurus and these people that have put their lives out there and also at the same time have this YouTube personality to uphold are making it look bad on some of the other ones like me, that I have a personal life. I don't talk about it. I don't share about a lot of my personal life with the world because I think sometimes that you need to kind of just keep up that third wall and not let everybody in because of things like this, where people can take what you look like and what you're acting as something completely different. In this case, I think it's true, but I'm kind of going off the deep end here. But for me, I've been really sad lately. Not sad in the capacity of depressed. Maybe I am in a certain way because I'm repressed about it, but I just feel like I take a lot in, and the more I take in, the more it seems to just make me feel like I'm not relating anymore, that I'm just kind of just existing. And I think the reason that happens is because you want to believe in people, and sometimes people let you down, and sometimes people hurt you, and it feels really bad because then you don't want to trust anybody. And I think that I've fallen into that because in my own life I've had that happen to me a lot of times, and so I don't get close to people, and I kind of draw a wall. And then I watch other people that are bigger than me make videos, and their lives are changing for the worst or badly, and they're not being who they started out to be. And it worries me because I can't be anybody else but myself. I can't pretend to try to be like the bigger gurus. I can't put out the same kind of content. I can only do what I'm capable of doing, far as like just locations and things I'm offering, and I'm trying to give as much good content as I possibly can, but it's hard because the more I watch people that are bigger do these videos and make it almost like now it's a joke because it's, they're running this personality that they're showing to people that is not what they used in the beginning, not what they started with. And it's hard because people like me who are emotionally affected by other people's behavior not just in my life personally, but out there, and people I try to watch and relate to, it's starting to become hard to do this. I find myself making videos lately and I'm like, do I look vacant? Do I feel like I'm just doing this for the fact that maybe it'll get more subscribers, or is it like just, I really want to up my channel more, and when I ask, like, what do you guys think, or what do you guys want to see, or what do you guys want me, I'm really asking. I'm not saying that just to, oh, put a thumbs up or that's an extra view on my channel. I really do want to know, because I am trying to relate to people. There are so many other ways I can relate to people, not just in beauty and makeup. I mean, I'm a big music lover. I certainly can talk about that for hours. I have an 11-year-old that has Asperger's. I can certainly relate to anybody that has, a child with Asperger's. I work in the educational field. I can relate to that. I've had depression. I've had struggles in my life. I've had bad relationships in my life. I've had really good relationships. I've had broken, my family was I grew up in a broken family. There's so many obstacles and things that I came through in life, and I don't realize that I put all those things on the back burner as not being important, because I want to be this, hey guys, da-da-da-da, and I'm not really I don't want to go over that boundary, but I don't want to be like, oh, I'm just this face that you're watching and who's joking around. And by the way, that is who I am normally. I'm always like just joking around or being silly or being unlike my age, because that's the way I've always been. There was too much of a chunk of my life where I didn't know who to be or how to be, because I was so depressed and so not feeling good about who I was. And I'm older now and I have a daughter, and I don't want to project that onto her, because we all say things in our lives we don't realize it has an effect on somebody else, and I would never want her to have the past I had, or even up until her birth and a little bit after that, because I still struggled with things. And not saying that I don't still struggle with things, I just don't make it a public thing. That doesn't mean that I'm just relegated, or that my mind is so small that I can't talk about other things. And I think that's what the problem is that I want to open up more, but I'm kind of reserved to doing that, because I see what's going on in the YouTube community, and it bothers me. And I just, sometimes you want to go through the camera and pull that person and say, stop doing this. You're harming yourselves. You're harming, people that look up to you and really care about you. And all I know is if it were me, and I was in that position and I was doing stuff where, you all knew a lot of things, and all of a sudden, like, you didn't see my child anymore, or, I was living in another location or whatever, and I didn't say anything and I didn't address it, that you wouldn't be like, what's going on? You wouldn't care enough to know what's going on. And I think, of course, that's going to go on now. I think that's what people don't understand, is that people do care. Why is it so bad to care in this world? Why is it so bad to have an opinion that when you see somebody struggling, or when you see somebody doing the wrong thing, why is it so bad to give an opinion? A lot of people sit back and go, it's none of your business. It is your business. It so is your business. Like, anything I say, if I include your input, if I ask your opinion, it is your business now. And I think YouTubers really need to rethink about what they're saying and what they're doing and what they're projecting. And for me, I can't speak on a majority level. I can only speak on an individual level. I will always try to be as upfront as I possibly can. I will always try and give, as much as I possibly can, with some limitations and with some, decorum of privacy. And I've got a lot of things that I could talk about, and I want to, and I want to put it out there more. So I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not trying to close off from the world, even though I've been doing that, and I want to stop doing that, because I don't need to be in that dark place where I can't trust people, or I can't feel like I can share things with people, because at some point I'm going to get hurt or burned by it, and I have to let it go at some point and just go back to being me and not worry about, is this going to have some sort of backlash, because I've gone through 43 years so far, and I'm still in one piece, you know. I don't even know why I decided to sit and just say stuff. I think it's because my mind travels in so many different directions, and I want to make a point, and I want to be able to say it without sounding like I'm picking or being mean or judging, because I'm not judging. We're all human. We all do things we all wish we could take back, and Lord knows I'm one of those people that I wish I could take about a third of my life back. But I can't. And that's okay too. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to learn from them, and it's okay as long as you can get past it and be who you are. And I value anybody who is just out there for just being themselves and not pretending to be something they're not, and just saying, hey, this is it. And I want to believe I'm one of those people that this is it, this is all I am, and I'm sorry that this is going on and that I'm sitting here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry again. I just had to get myself together. I look like a mess. I don't care. I just wanted to kind of sum it up because I felt like I left it off in a very dramatic fashion, which is just so like me. Bottom line, I just want to let people know that I'm one of those people that you can try and relate to. You can, you know, absolutely ask me anything, and I mean that. I really do mean that. I think I'm trying to just give out a little bit more than just the occasional review and makeup and all this. Like, I mean, I've been a person who's always been that person that helped people in her life. You know, whether it was at my expense or not, didn't much matter. As long as I was needed in a way, I felt good about myself. And I think that because I shut the door on that, that I've become sort of just feeling that I'm being selfish and not really giving the real amount of me that I should be giving. And, you know, I know when you get older and you realize that, you know, you kind of just have to, you kind of just collect what is important and just give to those that deserve it. And of course your child is at the top of that, and that's a definite, because no matter what, she gets everything, every bit of me. And you know, your partners and your friends and your family. But you know, I have a very close relationship with my dad, and sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing, because he will make me realize things that I don't really realize. Well, I do realize, but I don't want to talk about it. And I talked to him today, of course. This is why this is going on, because he kind of just loosens up all the junk up there and allows me to vent and say things I need to, and then he'll just figure it all out anyway. And you know, there's been an ongoing thing that has been bothering me for months and months and months, and I've chosen to kind of just shut it out and not really deal with it head on, because it never really gave me much of anything anyway in my life. It was just something that you do because you want to have certain people in your life. You want to have like a sisterhood or a confidant or a friend or somebody that you can depend on, and you think that they feel that way about you until they take that knife and they stick it and they twist it, and even then you continue on, and then until it just, you know, it's twisted so to the point that you can't handle it anymore is when you say that's enough and pull the knife out and hand it right back to them and say thanks a lot, but no more. So I guess that's where I'm at with my life. But again, going off the deep end, like I said, I just want you guys to know that I'm completely trying to open up a little more, and I'm trying to give a little bit more than I usually have outside of being the kook that I am. And I don't want to scare anybody off, and I'm sure that I probably will at this point. But yeah, I just try to connect more is all I'm saying. And to the ones that are already doing this, and I doubt they'll ever see this video, really realize what you're doing and what you're putting out there, and really realize that people are not sitting there in judgment. They're sitting there in concern and real worry that something is just not right, and maybe you need to correct that or at least address it before you continue on because Lord knows we're all, we're all living under the same roof, so to speak. We all are human beings. We all make mistakes, but it doesn't mean that we have to go on pretending that they don't exist. So, that's enough. That's my rant. I need to clean up, blow my nose, get some ice cream, and just move on with my night. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. I will see you later. Bye.